Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga with Heini. I'm Heini, and this week I'm going to lead you through our fourth backbending practice for this month. Today we're going to go into big, quite strong and deep backbend, so you can expect a full body Vinyasa Flow practice. Let's get started. Like I said, this week's practice includes some big, deep backbends, like camel, like bow, and a wheel pose. So if you are new to backbending poses, or if you know there is some injuries going on, there is discomfort in your backbends, please take it easy, maybe skip some poses. I'll give you options so you can make the pose a bit more gentle as well. Or if you want, maybe go back a few weeks' videos when we started from the beginning of backbending practices on the first week of January, and you can build your backbending practice if you haven't done those previous videos yet. So just want to say, take it easy, listen to your back and stay on your own edge as we go through this vinyasa practice. And then into the practice we go. The only prop that I'm going to use today is a block. So you could have a block, a book, or some kind of a box as a block next to your mat. If you already know that reaching for your foot in poses like bow or lizard will be a bit uncomfortable if the arm feels a bit too short, then have a strap, have a belt there with you as well. But because we're going to do a bit faster, stronger flow today, I'm not going to stop to show how to use the strap. But if you know you like using a strap, have it there next to your mat as well. And then into the practice we go. We're going to start from lying down on our belly. So when you have your mat, your props ready, bring yourself to lie down on your belly. And you could bring hands under the head for a moment. We're going to stay here a few breaths. So let the front line find the mat. And then take a few slightly deeper breaths in this resting pose before we start to move more. Inhale through the nose and exhale either through the nose or mouth. And like I've said before, when we do these stronger practices, if Ujjayi breath is part of your practice, this would be a good moment to find that Ujjayi breath. Let the exhalations rise up from your lower belly, starting to find that subtle, gentle core engagement. Couple more breaths in and out. And use your breath throughout the practice, like we've talked in our previous backbending videos. Use the breath to support your spine, to support your core, to support your back bends. One more breath in and out. And then still stay lying down on your belly, but now slide your hands closer to shoulders. We're going to start with a few cobra movements. Reach your feet and head away from each other and lightly press down through your legs. Inhale. Exhale, draw in through the lower belly. And then with the next in-breath, slightly lift your chest, your head off the mat, opening the front. And as you exhale, lower the chest, the head back down. Same again. Inhale towards the chest, peeling the chest off the mat. You might look forward or still look down. Exhale, lower back down. Keep legs gently pressing down. One more time. As you inhale, peel the chest off the mat. The whole back line engaging. And exhale, lower down. And then as you inhale, press down through the hands. Lift yourself onto hands and knees. Bring your hips about on top of your knees. And then step hands further forward, coming into the poppy pose, the melting heart pose. So with your next exhalation, now release your chest down. You could bring your forehead or maybe chin on the mat. Either keep the arms extended or bend your arms. That might be more comfortable for the shoulders. Take another 3 breaths here, in and out. So now focus on opening your chest, keeping the hips, the pelvis quite high up. It's like a puppy wanting to play, asking you to play. Take 1 more breath in and out in your puppy pose. And then next in breath, slowly lift your chest off the mat and walk hands under the shoulders. Rock a bit from side to side. Find your palms onto the mat. And then we're going to tuck the toes under and exhale, lift up into downward dog. And here, take a moment to walk from one foot to the other. Maybe shake the head a bit. Just opening through the backs of the legs. You can shake the head a couple more times. Take another breath in and out in your downward dog. Finding that grounding through the palms, through the fingers. And then with your next in breath, send your right leg up into the air behind you. And as you exhale, step the right foot to your hands or close to the hands and lower your left knee down. You could release the toes if you want. We're going to inhale, lift the back up, reach arms up. And then exhale, bend the elbows so you're maybe bringing palms together and in a way hugging your head with your upper arms, with your elbows. So head between the arms, starting to practice wheel arms. Either stay here or inhale, open the chest, maybe gazing up towards the ceiling. And exhale into a slightly bigger back bend. So opening the front line. Trying to externally rotate the shoulders, but keeping elbows pointing up towards the ceiling. Take another breath in and out here. And then with the next exhalation, slowly release the arms, release the back bend, bring hands onto the mat. And now tuck your left foot toes under, lift the left knee off the mat. And then I'm going to turn my back to you. Walk your hands towards the long side of the mat, coming into half squat. And now you could keep your both hands or maybe just fingertips on the mat. Allow the pelvis to come down, keeping the left leg long extended on the left side. You might also step hands further open. That right arm could help the right hip to stay open. Take another breath in and out here. Make sure the right knee doesn't rotate too much in. And then as you inhale, lift the pelvis higher up. Walk back to your right foot. Turn towards the top of the mat and lower the left knee back down. This is where a block under left hand could be quite useful. We're going to inhale, reach right arm behind us. And either stay here or exhale, bend that left knee and reach your right hand to your left foot into the lizard pose. So creating even more of an opening in the front of that left leg. The right hip, the right foot could open slightly out to the side. Take another breath in and out here. So strong openings for the legs in the beginning. And then as you exhale, release the left foot down. Bring right hand on the mat. You can put your block aside. And from here, as you inhale, swing the right leg back up into the air. 3-legged dog. And then as you exhale, come forward to plank. Inhale here. Bring your right foot down. Exhale to low plank or all the way down to the mat. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, come back into downward dog. And release the neck. Move your feet. Take a breath in and out here. And then we'll do those lunging poses to the other side. So now as you inhale, send your left leg up into the air. And exhale, step left foot closer to hands, maybe all the way to the hands. And release the right knee down, maybe releasing right foot toes as well. Inhale, send your arms up, opening the chest. And then exhale, bend the elbows and maybe bring palms together behind the head. But with the idea of lifting elbows up to ceiling, shoulders rotating externally open. And you can stay here, or next exhalation, again, go even further into a back bend. But try to focus on keeping the elbows turned up. This will help us when we get to our wheel pose at the end of the practice. So we're already here, practicing the shoulder position. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, release the pose. Bring hands down. Bring right foot toes under, lifting right knee off the mat. And then coming into that half squat. Now turn towards the other long side of the mat. And bending the left knee, extending the right leg out to the side. You can adjust a bit where the foot is. And hands or fingertips on the mat. Or maybe walking hands out to the side so that left arm could help the left hip to stay open, or just reminding it to stay open. So not rotating the left knee in too much. Take another breath in and out. Could be a big opening on the inner legs, inner thighs. And then next inhalation, lift your pelvis up, bring more weight onto hands and turn back to your left foot, back to that lunge, and bring the right knee down. You can release the toes. Here, we could bring block under the right hand, and then inhale, reach your left arm behind you. You can look towards that left hand, maybe stay here, or exhale, bend the right knee, so that you come into that lizard, opening the front of the right leg even more. And again, left foot, left hip might open more out to the side. And press down through your right arm so we're not collapsed in the shoulders. Another breath in and out. And then with an exhalation, release the right foot down. Bring left hand to the mat. Again, block can go somewhere out to the side. And we're going to inhale, swing left leg back up into the air. Three-legged dog. Now next exhalation, come forward to plank, still keeping the left foot off the mat. Inhale, bring the foot down. And exhale to low plank or down onto belly. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale into downward dog. And again, you can change where the hands, where the feet are. Let the head drop down. Breathe in and out. And then keep your feet where they are and slowly walk your hands to your feet. You can bend the knees and exhale, round your back, arrive into full forward bend. Let the heavy head sink down. Moving all the way onto the feet. You can even turn backs of your hands onto the mat. Take another breath in and out. And then actively pressing down through the feet. Inhale, roll the back up. You can reach arms up to the ceiling. And exhale, release arms down. We are in our mountain pose, Tadasana pose. Take a couple of breaths here, in and out. You can adjust where the feet are. Maybe they're closer together, maybe they're further apart. Breathe in and out. We're going to do one sun salutation here, full sun salutation. With your in-breath, lengthen arms up. And as you exhale, roll your back down. Head coming down, hands coming down. Hands could be on the shins. As we inhale to flat back, knees can be bent. Exhale back into full forward bend. As you inhale, walk forward into that plank pose again. And as you exhale, come down to low plank or onto the belly. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. And exhale into downward dog. And just a breath or two here. Reaching pelvis up, head dropping down. And keep reaching the pelvis up. Next in-breath, walk hands back to your feet. Exhale into full forward bend. Knees can be bent. Inhale, roll the back up. Go through the spine. Arms reaching up. We start from the beginning. Exhale down into that full forward bend. Head leading the way down. Your knees could be bent. Hands on the shins. Inhale to flat back. Reach head away from the tail. Exhale to full forward bend. Inhale, walk hands forward into the plank. Head and feet reaching away. And exhale, low plank or down to mat. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. And exhale into downward dog. Again, breathe here, in and out. Head dropping down. You might shake the head a bit. And then again, as you inhale, walk hands to your feet and exhale into full forward bend. Inhale, roll the back up, going through the spine, arms reaching up. Exhale now, release the arms down. Come back to that basic standing mountain pose. Breathe here. You can release the shoulders away from the ears. We do half Sun Salutation and then continue into our bigger back bends. So same beginning. Once more. Inhale, lengthen arms up. Exhale, roll down. Arms can come sideways down. You can bend the knees. Inhale to flat back, hands on the shins, head reaching away. Exhale, bend down, hands come down. Inhale, walk into your plank and push the mat away as you come down. Exhaling to low plank here, elbows come close to sides. Inhale, either cobra or upward dog. And exhale into downward dog. Breathe here. We're going to continue into our back bends from here. So now with your next in-breath, come forward to plank. And then slowly, slowly exhale to low plank. Maybe pause there to breathe. And then lower all the way down onto the belly. Bring arms next to the sides. We're going to do a couple of locusts and then continue into bow pose. With your next exhalation, you can draw in through the lower belly. Head and feet reach away from each other. Inhale, lift your chest, your legs, your arms off the mat. Exhale, lower down. Same again. As you inhale, send the breath to your chest and elevate the chest, the legs, the arms off the mat. Exhale, lower down. One more time. As you inhale, lift your legs, your chest, your arms off the mat. Then you might look forward if you want. And exhale, lowering down. Pause to breathe and bend your knees behind you. Reach hands to your feet, either holding outside or inside of the feet, coming into bow pose. Exhale from the lower belly and then inhale, elevate the chest off the mat. If you feel okay here, you could start to use your legs to very gently pull back, lift up. But now be very mindful with your back and your shoulders. It's a strong pose. Breathing more to the chest so we can keep the core engaged. One more breath here. And then as you exhale, release down. And now bring your hands next or under the shoulders. Lift onto hands and knees. Tuck the toes under. Come back into downward dog. Opening that back line. You can shake the head. Breathe in and out. Then as you inhale, send your right leg up into the air. Exhale, coming into pigeon pose. Bring your right shin forward, closer to hands. Opening the right hip. Lower the pelvis down. And this is where you could bring a block under your pelvis, under the right buttock if you want. And now we keep this pigeon upright. Either hands or fingertips on the mat. Breathe a few times in and out. So we keep the back active. We're not collapsing down. We're not going to do the sleepy swan here. Take another breath in and out. And then if you're on your fingertips, bring palms down to mat. Tuck your left foot toes under. Inhale. Send your right leg up into the air. Open the hips. We're going to come into wild thing and bend your right knee. Now you could stay here, three-legged dog. Or exhale, lean to left hand, left foot, and then bring your right foot down behind you. You can lower the pelvis down first. Right knee bent, left leg straight. Inhale, start to open the front line, lifting your pelvis up. You could either reach right arm up or over the head. You can look down to the mat if that helps the neck. Breathe in and out. Remember, you can still be in your three-legged dog. All variations are good. Take another breath in and out. And if you are in a wild thing, bring your both hands to the mat. Lift your right leg up, coming into that three-legged dog. And then exhale, bring both feet down to the mat. And walk your hands back to your feet like we've done before. Coming into full forward bend, folding closer to the legs. Head dropping down. Breathe in and out here. And then as you inhale, roll your back up. Reach arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale back into mountain pose. And breathe here in and out. You can roll the shoulders. If you have a block in front of you, just put that block aside. And once more, we start from the beginning of the Sun Salutation. This time we're going to add a baby camel pose. As you inhale, lengthen arms up, open the chest. Exhale, bend down, full forward bend, head dropping down. Inhale, flat back, feet pressing down. Exhale, bend down into that full forward bend. Inhale, walk forward to plank. And then as you exhale, down to low plank or down to your belly. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. And exhale into downward dog. Breathe in and out. And we come back into plank. Inhale forward to your plank. And then again, exhale to low plank first. Knees could be on the mat. Hover there as you breathe in. And then exhale down onto the mat. Breathe in and out. Next in breath, come onto hands and knees. And now sit down onto your shins, close to your feet. If you're very close to the back of the mat, come tiny bit forward. And you could bring a block under the pelvis to begin with. So you find a place where you can sit on or between the feet. And then step hands behind you. Remember, fingers could point to your feet, out to the sides or behind you. And now you can stay here. Tuck the tailbone under slightly. Inhale, open the chest. And either do your baby camel here, or next in breath, lift up into a slightly bigger, deeper baby camel pose. You can keep your gaze up to the ceiling. You can bring chin closer to chest, or even drop your head behind you. Now listen to your neck, listen to your back, listen to your shoulders. Make sure there's no pain anywhere in the body. Could be a stretch, could feel the activation going on through the whole body, but no pain. Take another breath in and out. Press your toes to the mat slightly. And then exhale, lower the pelvis down. Good, walk your hands forward. And before we lift up, we're going to do a bit of movement for the wrists. So first, we're going to turn the back of the right hand onto the mat. So turn your wrist the other way. Breathe here in and out. You might slightly rock from side to side. Lean back and forward. And then release the right palm. Same to the left side. Turn the back of your left hand onto the mat. So you let your wrist stretch a bit the opposite way. Again, maybe moving sideways, maybe moving a bit back and forth. Breathe in and out. Keep tops of the shoulders soft. And then release that left hand. Now, turn both hands so that your fingers are pointing to your knees and palms facing down to the mat. Either stay here, this could be plenty enough. Or if you're looking for a slightly bigger stretch, lean the weight towards your heels, not heels necessarily, but the idea of your pelvis coming down towards the heels. I'm not saying you need to sit down, that's probably impossible for most of us, but just leaning the pelvis towards the heels. It could be a big, big stretch in the wrists. Take another breath in and out. And then come back forward, release the hands, release the wrists. Move them a bit to walk from one hand to the other, opening, closing the palms. So next we are going to lift into downward dog. Lift the pelvis up. And if you're going to use a block for your pigeon, make sure it's somewhere close by. And then as you inhale, send your left leg up into the air. And exhale, bring left shin close to hands. Coming into pigeon on the other side. You can slide your right leg further back. Lower pelvis down, either closer to mat or bring your block under the left buttock. And again, we keep this as a awake pigeon. We're not going to sleep. We're not going to lean forward. We keep activating through the back, keeping the chest open. And keep breathing towards the chest. Take another breath in and out here. And then we're going to bring the palms back to the mat. Tuck the right foot toes under. And as you inhale, swing the left leg up into the air. Open the hips, coming either into that open three-legged dog. So staying there. Or wild thing, shifting weight to right hand, to right foot, and then stepping left foot behind you on the mat. You can lower the pelvis down first, and from there, pressing down through the left foot, opening the front line. You could reach your left arm overhead or reach it up to the ceiling. You could turn your gaze down to mat if that feels better in the neck. Keep pressing down through right hand, your left foot, even the outer edge of your right foot if possible. And then from wild thing, bring both hands to the mat. Lift your left leg up into that three-legged dog and lower both feet down. You can shake the head a bit. And then walk your hands to your feet, arriving into that full forward bend where you could release the hands, either turn backs of the hands to the mat, or if you want, slide hands under your feet so you're standing on your own palms, and then fold down closer to the legs. Knees can be bent. Release the neck, the head down. Take a couple of breaths in and out here.
Let everything release that you don't need to be tense now. And then if you are standing on your own palms, release the hands, bend the knees, and then walk forward into another plank. You can put your block aside. And as you exhale, come down into low plank or down to your belly. Inhale to cobra or upward dog. And exhale into downward facing dog. Shake the head a bit. And then from downward dog, bring your knees to the mat. Cross your shins, your ankles, and you can sit over your feet onto your pelvis or bring legs sideways around. And we're going to roll down onto our back. So make sure you have room behind you. And then slowly, slowly roll yourself down onto the back. Open arms into a cactus shape and do a couple of windshield wipers. Just getting a bit of sideways movement. We still have our biggest back bend coming up, the wheel pose. But we'll start with a bridge, and you can stick with the bridge. You don't have to go up into the wheel at all if you don't want. So you can stay in bridge the whole time. Either way, we're going to start with bridge, with cactus arms, feet about hip width apart, and press down through your feet. Inhale, and as you exhale, still pressing down through the feet, elevate your pelvis, your back off the mat into a bridge pose. Pause there to breathe. And exhale, lower down. Still keep your arms in that cactus. Find strength in the legs. Exhale again, press down through the feet, coming back into the bridge. But this time we change the hands, the arms, into wheel arms. So now step your hands next to your shoulders, elbows pointing up to the ceiling, fingers pointing towards your heels, towards your feet, trying to keep the arms quite close to the head, not touching the head, but so your elbows are pointing straight up to the ceiling. So feel free to adjust where the hands are. One more breath here, slightly pressing down through the hands, pressing down through the feet. Exhale, lower the back, lower the pelvis down, keeping arms in that wheel shape as much as possible. And now you can either do one more bridge or you can join me in wheel pose if you want. Inhale, and then exhale first, lift up into bridge. Use your legs, pull the weight towards the knees and then press down through the arms to lift yourself all the way up into wheel pose. If that feels painful, come back down to bridge and keep using your legs, keep pulling towards your feet. So we're not just pushing with the arms, but focusing on using the legs a lot. Your legs are very strong. Keep inner thighs active. Don't let the legs flop out to the sides. Take another breath in and out. You can keep the knees bent. No need to straighten the legs. If you are in wheel, very slowly exhale. Start to lower your upper back to the mat. Bring your chin to your chest. Roll down from bridge onto the mat. Release the arms out to the sides. And then a few windshield wipers from side to side. Deeper breaths down to the belly. Well done with all those back bends. That's now all back bends done. Ending with that big wheel or bridge. After a few windshield wipers, hug the knees in towards the chest. Maybe you still want to continue rocking from side to side. Let the neck, let the shoulders soften. Take a couple of breaths in and out. then we'll come into a full reclining twist. So now bring your feet back onto the mat. Maybe feet the legs closer together. And then exhale, lower knees to the left side of your mat. You can follow with the chest and then open your chest up towards the ceiling. The right shoulder doesn't have to touch the mat. It might be that there's a gap between the shoulder and the mat. Head can turn to one side or the other, or just keep gazing up towards the ceiling. Or maybe you want to close your eyes now. We just have these couple of relaxed twists before we come into Shavasana pose. Breathe once more in and out in your twist. And then slowly slide back onto your back and hug the knees in again towards the chest, towards the belly. Lower feet back onto the mat. And would you twist to the other side? So slowly, slowly bring both knees towards the right side of the mat. And you might follow with the chest and then open the chest. Maybe open the left arm as well. Or feel free to keep that left arm down closer to your side. And breathe down towards the belly. And let everything relax. That doesn't need to be tense now. And hopefully here it's most of the body starting to relax. Head can turn if that releases the neck more. Couple more breaths in and out in your twist. And then slowly, slowly again come back onto your back. Hug the knees once more into the chest. And either stay there, or you could open legs into happy baby, turning knees out to sides, reaching hands to feet, or maybe backs of the knees. And you might turn the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling, opening the backs of the legs. Lower back can come off the mat as well, so you can let your lower back round a bit. Send a couple of breaths down towards the pelvic floor. Shoulders as soft as possible. And slowly with the next few breaths, release the feet down. Let the hips close and then bring your feet down to the mat. And as we start to look for Shavasana pose, our final resting pose, you're very welcome to keep the knees bent. That might be easier on the back, especially after those back bends. Or if you want, you can extend your legs to a more traditional Shavasana pose. Or equally, you are very welcome to come lie down on the belly. So end the practice where we start from lying down on the front. As long as you can find an easy pose, a resting pose. And then let your breath calm down. Allow each exhalation soften. Release tension. You could close your eyes if you want. Give yourself a moment to rest. A moment to check in. How is your body feeling now? How is your back feeling? How are your shoulders feeling? Where in your body can you feel the practice now? And if you need to adjust, change your pose, you're very welcome to do that. Give yourself another few breaths in this resting pose. If your neck feels tense, you might rock the head from side to side a few times. And as usual, if you want to continue this Shavasana pose, if you want to stay here longer, you are more than welcome to extend your resting pose. Or if you now feel it's a good time to start closing the practice, start by wiggling the fingers and toes. Take a couple of deeper, bigger breaths in and out. And maybe reach arms overhead along the floor. Stretch the whole body long from hands down to the feet. And if you want to end in a seat, slowly roll down to one side, either left or the right side. And then help yourself up into a seat, into your own final seated pose. And that could be any pose of your choice. If it's part of your practice, you could bring your palms together in front of the chest. With a few more breaths here, thank yourself for taking this time for your practice, for looking after your body, for checking in with your breath, for letting the mind calm down. And I thank you very much for joining in, for sharing the practice. Namaste. Thank you. Good. Thank you so much for joining in. I really hope you enjoyed the practice. And if you did, please give the video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know how these bigger, deeper backbends felt in your body. And as always, if there's anyone you think might enjoy this practice too, please share the video with them. It really helps the channel to grow. Thank you again, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.